Studies have shown professionals who have mentors or mentorship relationships, they are at higher probability of receiving a promotion and increased salaries. Mentorship is important, whether in the business world, whether in ministry, whether in families. Mentorship is important. We discussed about why we need mentors in the previous video, and we discovered this. Mentors are important in helping us to have clear purpose and clear goals. They provide guidance in us achieving our goals, provide accountability, and they help us in personal growth and personal development. A person who don't have a mentor, they struggle in finding resources and they spend a lot of unnecessary time towards working their goals. Unlike a person who have a mentor who can get guidance, help, and support to achieve their goals at a shorter amount of time. So let us look at the 4 questions that can help us to identifying a great mentor. The first question is this: do our values align? Studies have shown that a lot of people go through life without really thinking or being questions about their values. And that's why I want us to spend a little bit more time on this question here, because this is an important question. And if this question is not addressed and answered yes, then the other 2 questions will not be of value. So the question is this: do our values align? Alignment of value will help you to work in this relationship or mentorship relationship smoothly. So what are values? Values are our internal compasses or internal GPS that help us in making decisions. It has been shown that we receive or we have or acquire our values at a very young age. Some studies show it's between the age of 5 and 8 years old. So this is important because, yes, you're able to have your values in place at a younger age, but also it could be a challenge because if your values are not serving you, then you have to go back and correct them. So how do you do that? Number 1 is, first of all, being aware of your values. You have to know what is your value, recognize what is your values. After you recognize what are your values, then you have to critically analyze them and evaluate them. Ask yourself, do the values that I have today, are they serving me or they are working against me? Are they helping me to achieve the goals that I need to achieve, or they are keeping me from my success? And then you have to connect with people who have similar values as you, or you share similar values. I want you to think about, if you have fire going on, you have fire, you have some wood and you have fire. Once the fire is lit and it's going, take one firewood and put it out. What will happen to that firewood? That firewood is gonna lose its fire. And the same thing, if you're not surrounding yourself with people who hold similar values as you, then that value will cease to exist. Or if you spend time with people who have values that are opposite from yours, then your values will be extinguished. So for example, I value personal growth. I surround myself with people who are growing themselves and developing themselves. Then last but not least, you have to set your life rules based on your values, because when the wind comes, when the tribulation comes, when the shaking comes, if you don't know your value and you've not set your life rules based on your values, then you'll find that you'll always be wavering. You don't have a ground to stand on. So the first question is this: do our values align? The second question is, the person who is a potential mentor, is she or he growing and developing themselves? Very important question, because a person who is not growing cannot help you become better. They cannot help you grow. In life, the harsh truth is this: if we are either growing or we are dying. Our skills are either improving or diminishing. And therefore, you want to find a person who is always invested in themselves, in growing and making themselves better. And this is regardless of age. A person could be 80 years old, but they are still in the process of developing and growing themselves. A person could be as young as 18, but they have invested in their lives in growing and developing themselves. How do you know a person is growing? By determining where they are facing. Are they facing backwards or are they facing in the future? People who are not growing, they're always talking about their past experiences. They're always talking about what they used to do back in the day. They're always talking about their past successes. But people who are successful, in as much as they'll talk about their past successes, they're not going to dwell on those successes. They'll only look back to their experiences and to their successes and failures. And they will pull value from that and look forward and talk about what they're doing in the future, what they're working towards. So majority of the time, people who are not growing, they're looking back, talking about their successes. People who are growing, they can look back. They can even look at their failures and talk about their failures for the purpose of pulling value from that experience to move forward. They're always talking about what they're working towards. Another thing you can determine a person is growing is when you look at them and they have their willingness. They're having the willingness to get to learn. They're having the willingness to learn. People who are willing to learn, they are looking for new experiences and trying new ideas. So very important. They have to find a person who is willing to learn. Another thing, they are embracing challenges. I've seen people who, where we work, I've worked in companies, when there's an opportunity to either become a manager or to become a supervisor, they don't want to do that because they are afraid of the challenges. So if a person is not afraid of challenge, they will always take things, they will always take on responsibilities that will stretch them and become better, and they'll keep growing because they have believed in the process of growth. And then last but not least, is this person setting goals and taking actions. You don't have a person who don't have goals. You don't have a person who doesn't take action. Very important question. Second question was this: is this person growing and developing themselves? The third question: do they have a level of success that I admire? If you're going to identify a great mentor, they have to have a level of success that you admire, that you look to it and get inspired. Because without a level of success that you admire, that person cannot inspire you. Why is success important? Because success will help this relationship of mentorship for you to gain relevant experience in achieving your goals. It doesn't have to be exactly in the field that you're looking into, because, for example, if you're an author, you've written a book, you have the same tenacity, you have the same skills that can help you open a business. If you have started a podcast, if you have applied for a job and successfully got that job, you can help somebody else in working on the resume. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same place, but this person have to have a level of success that you admire, because nobody can take you to where they've never been. A person have to have achieved success, because it's through that that you're able to gain relevant first-hand knowledge and experiences that they can be able to share with you. So this question is simple and clear. Do they have a level of success that I admire? And this is so visible. You don't need to ask yourself too many questions. It's something that comes natural. The fourth question, which I want to spend a little bit more time on this one because this is also very important. And this question is this: are they willing and capable of mentoring me? Are they willing and capable of mentoring me? The first question was what? Our values are in alignment. The second question was growth. Are they growing? And the third question was, are they having a level of success? But now, if they don't have the capacity or the ability and they're not willing to mentor you, then those first two questions are not important anymore. So you have to ask yourself, are they willing? Are they capable of mentoring me? And how do you know a person is willing and capable of mentoring you? You have to see this person as a person who is approachable and open to questions. Some people, they don't want to be asked questions. They don't want to be asked about their success. How do they get where they got? So it's important to have a person who is approachable, a person who has good relationship with people, and who is willing to be asked questions. Do they have a positive attitude? A person who has a positive attitude can help you because they can provide you with constructive feedback when necessary. Are they reliable and consistent? Is this a person you can be able to meet on a consistent basis and they can be able to show up when you guys agree to show up for the mentorship relationship? Are they reliable and consistent? And do they have a genuine interest in your growth and development? They have to be genuinely happy for your growth and development, because you don't want a person who's not genuinely happy for you, who you intimidate them by the way you're growing, the way the question that you're asking. They have to show genuine interest in you as a mentee, and they have to show genuine interest in you becoming better. Last but not least, is this person willing to challenge you? Because a person who's not willing to challenge you, they will not help you. They will not give you feedback, positive feedback. They will not help you in the areas that you need to improve, because they're not willing to challenge you, or they don't have the ability to challenge you. So it's very important to ask yourself these 4 questions. If you've not subscribed, if you've not signed up for the notification bell, please do that, subscribe, and also share with your friend this video so that you can be able to reach more people. Again, I'm just going to do a summary here. Mentors are important because they help us have clear purpose and goals. They help by guiding us. They provide accountability. They jumpstart and elevate our personal growth. 4 questions that we discussed today was, do they have values that are in alignment with our values? Are they growing and developing themselves? Are they invested in themselves? Do they have a level of success that you admire? Because they can never take you where they have never been. They have to have some success that you admire, because that's going to be a source of inspiration. Last but not least, are they willing and capable of mentoring you? And this, what I want you to remember, they have to show genuine interest in your growth and development. They have to show genuine interest in your growth and development. The next lesson will be, how do you become a great mentee? That's the next question I'm going to be answering. How do you become a great mentee? In the meantime, share and subscribe. Send this to as many people as you can, because a lot of people, they are struggling because they don't have a mentor, or they don't even know how to choose a mentor. So this lesson will serve in helping them to choose a great mentor. Thank you very much. Have a good one.